Picture this. You're sitting in a high-stakes, closed-door Zoom call. The CEO is on your screen, looking you dead in the eye. The CFO is right next to him, tapping a pen, looking stressed. The VP of Operations is nodding along. They are all there. Voices, faces, mannerisms, the exact lighting of the corporate headquarters, 100% familiar. The CEO looks straight at you and drops the hammer. We have a confidential acquisition closing in 3 hours. We need to move the initial payment immediately, $25 million. Stand by for the routing info. You authorize the wire. The money leaves the vault. Here is the kicker, you were the only real human being in that meeting. Every single one of your bosses on that screen. A ghost. A digital puppet. A deepfake generated in real time by hackers who just pulled off the heist of the century. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, we are going to pull back the digital curtain on how a modern cyber syndicate weaponized artificial intelligence to pull off a flawless, live-streamed, multi-million-dollar corporate sting. And more importantly, you'll learn the exact, dead simple trick you can use right now to spot these digital doppelgangers before they wipe out your bank account. Trust me, you do not want to miss how this ends. The ACT, the $25 million illusion. This sounds like a Hollywood blockbuster, right? Something straight out of Mission Impossible, where Ethan Hunt slaps on a photorealistic latex mask and voice modulator to sneak into a CIA vault. But this isn't sci-fi. This actually happened. Let's look at the cold, hard facts. It's early 2024. A multinational firm's branch office in Hong Kong becomes the ground zero for a terrifying new era of cybercrime. The target? A finance employee who will call Alex. It all starts with a phishing email. Now, we've all seen the classic, sloppy phishing emails, the ones claiming a long-lost royal relative wants to send you a fortune, written in broken English with sketchy links. Alex was too smart for that. This email looked like it came directly from the company's UK-based chief financial officer. It talked about a top-secret transaction, a highly confidential corporate move that required absolute discretion. Naturally, Alex was skeptical at first. He's a professional. He knows the rules. He smells a rat and thinks, let me verify this. He replies, questioning the request. But the scammers were 10 steps ahead. Instead of firing back another email, they sent a calendar invite. A video conference call. When Alex clicked join, his skepticism vanished instantly. He wasn't looking at a suspicious block of text anymore. He was looking at his actual bosses. The CFO was there, leading the meeting. Several other colleagues Alex recognized from different regional offices were sitting in the grid, listening intently. They discussed the project. They laid out the timeline. The CFO gave the direct order to execute a series of transactions totaling 200 million Hong Kong dollars, roughly $25.6 million US dollars. Alex saw the faces. He heard the voices. He watched the micro-expressions. He thought he was being a good team player, executing a mission-critical directive from the very top of the corporate ladder. So, he executed the transfers across 15 different bank accounts. It wasn't until days later, when he casually checked in with the main office, that the trap snapped shut. The real CFO had no idea what Alex was talking about. The meeting never happened. The colleagues on the screen had been at their desks thousands of miles away, completely oblivious. The money was gone, scattered across the digital underworld. The tech, inside the digital mask factory. How do you fake an entire boardroom in real time? How do you take a live video stream and bend it to your will without the software crashing, lagging, or glitching out? To understand this, we have to look under the hood of what the tech world calls generative adversarial networks, or GANs. Don't let the technical jargon throw you off. Think of a GAN as a high-tech digital art studio with two AI entities inside, the forger and the detective. The forger, the generator, this AI's sole job is to create a fake image. It studies thousands of hours of public videos, interviews, and corporate presentations of the target, in this case, the company's executive board. It learns exactly how the CFO's mouth moves when he says the letter P, how the CEO blinks, and how the light bounces off their foreheads. The detective, the discriminator, this AI's job is to look at the forger's work and compare it to the real footage. It says, "No, that blink looked robotic. Redo it." Or, "The shadow under the chin is wrong. Try again." This loop happens millions of times in a matter of seconds. The forger gets so incredibly good at its job that the detective can no longer tell the difference between the real human and the digital clone. But here is where the hackers upgraded from amateur coders to digital illusionists. Historically, creating a deepfake took massive computing power and days of processing time. You'd render a video, edit it, and play it back. It was static. In the Deepfake Boardroom heist, the hackers didn't just play a pre-recorded videotape like a bank robber looping the security cameras in a movie. They ran a live-streamed, real-time puppetry system. Think of it like digital facial mapping. The hacker sits in a dark room wearing a basic webcam. The AI tracks the hacker's face in real time, every twitch of their lip, every turn of their head. Then, like a digital mask, the AI instantly overlays the CFO's face onto the hacker's face, frame by frame, milliseconds at a time. When the hacker speaks, the AI filters the audio through a voice clone trained on the executive's real speeches, matching the pitch, the accent, and the cadence perfectly. The result? The hacker speaks into their microphone, and on Alex's screen in Hong Kong, the CFO moves his lips and talks in his exact British accent. It was a flawless digital masquerade. The con: weaponizing trust. As impressive as the technology is, the hackers knew a fundamental truth about security: the weakest link in any defensive chain is never the software, it's the human being. This wasn't just a hack of a computer network, it was a hack of the human mind. It was social engineering dialed up to 11. Think about how we navigate our daily corporate lives. We are trained to respect the chain of command. We are conditioned to react quickly when the big bosses demand immediate action on a high-priority, confidential project. The hackers didn't just stumble into that Zoom call, they orchestrated a psychological pressure cooker. Let's break down the strategy they used. The illusion of consensus: if it had just been the CFO on a one-on-one call, Alex might have asked more probing questions. But by populating the meeting with multiple recognized executives, the hackers created immediate social proof. If the CEO and the VP of operations are sitting there nodding along, your brain automatically assumes everything is legit. You don't want to be the one guy breaking the momentum of a multi-million-dollar deal by asking, "Hey, are you guys real?" The cone of silence: by framing the transaction as a secret, highly confidential acquisition, the scammers built an artificial wall around Alex. They effectively isolated him, making sure he wouldn't walk down the hall or call a coworker to say, "Hey, isn't it weird that we're moving $25 million right now?" Silence was baked right into the premise of the meeting. The urgency trap: in the world of cybercrime, urgency is the ultimate weapon. When you are given a tight deadline like a 3-hour window before a major deal collapses, your brain shifts from logical, critical thinking to pure execution mode. Adrenaline kicks in. You stop analyzing the pixels on the screen and start focusing entirely on hitting the send button. By the middle of that video call, Alex wasn't just looking at a screen, he was trapped inside a perfectly manufactured reality. And this is exactly why this case sent shockwaves through the global intelligence and cybersecurity communities. If a live video feed can no longer be trusted as proof of life, how do you verify anything in a digital world? Hold on to your seats, because we are about to dive into the most critical part of this video: the terrifying future of this technology and the exact, foolproof strategy you can use to protect yourself and your business from becoming the next victim. The future, the blur of reality. What happened in Hong Kong was a watershed moment. It proved that deepfakes have evolved from creepy internet novelties and funny meme videos into highly effective, weaponized financial tools. We have officially crossed the Rubicon into an era where seeing is no longer believing. And the tech is only getting faster, cheaper, and more accessible. Today, you don't need a supercomputer or a team of elite programmers to pull this off. The consumer-grade AI tools available right now can clone a voice using less than 30 seconds of audio ripped from a YouTube video or a LinkedIn clip. With a few clicks, anyone can generate a highly convincing digital avatar. Imagine the implications outside of the corporate boardroom. The family emergency scam: a grandparent gets a video call from their grandkid. The face matches, the voice matches. The grandkid looks panicked, sitting in a dimly lit room, claiming they've been in a terrible car accident abroad and need bail money immediately. How does a terrified grandparent spot the fake? The political chaos: a video leaks minutes before a major election showing a candidate making a devastating confession. By the time experts analyze the metadata and prove the video is a total fabrication, the votes have already been cast. The identity theft upgrade: hackers bypass biometric facial recognition security systems used by banks by feeding a live deepfake stream directly into the verification camera. We are entering a phase of total digital noise, where the line between what is organic and what is synthetic is blurred beyond recognition. The tools designed to democratize creativity are being repurposed to dismantle corporate security, and the bad actors are running laps around traditional defense systems. The shield: how to fight back. So, how do we fight an enemy we can't see, an enemy that wears the face of the people we trust the most? The answer isn't higher firewalls or more complex passwords. The answer is human protocols. If you ever find yourself in a high-stakes scenario, whether it's a corporate call demanding a wire transfer or a personal call involving money, you need to implement the circuit breaker strategy. Throw a curveball: live deepfakes require immense processing power to map faces in real time. If you suspect something is off, ask the person on the screen to turn sideways and show their full profile, or tell them to wave their hand rapidly in front of their face. The AI mapping software often glitched out in 2024, causing the digital mask to tear, lag, or completely dissolve for a split second. Even as tech improves, unexpected physical interruptions challenge the processing stream. Establish a secret word: corporations and families alike need to establish offline, unhackable passphrase. A simple, random word or phrase known only to the parties involved. If the CEO demands a $25 million transfer, they must provide the daily cryptographic keyword. No word, no money. Out-of-band verification: never trust the communication channel you are currently on. If someone hits you up on Zoom, hang up and call their direct mobile number via a traditional cellular network. If they email you, text them. Break the loop. The Deepfake Boardroom was a brutal wake-up call for the world. It showed us that our eyes can play tricks on us, but our brains don't have to. In a world where anyone can wear any face, skepticism isn't paranoia, it's your only shield. If this deep dive blew your mind and opened your eyes to the new reality of cyber warfare, do me a massive favor: hit that like button right now and subscribe to the channel. We drop deep dives into the bleeding edge of tech, crime, and security every single week, and you definitely don't want to miss the next one. Drop a comment below: do you think you would have fallen for the Deepfake Boardroom heist? Stay safe out there in the digital wild, stay vigilant, and I'll catch you in the next video. Disclaimer: the author expresses his or her personal point of view. The information does not constitute official advice.